Hey everybody, this is Josh. Welcome to Game 4 in a best of 7 series being played between ThisIsJimmy. He is on the right side here of MLG Metalopolis. He's the purple Terran. And up on the top side we have Vile.Hawk, the blue Zerg. At this top spawn, close flying position, ZVT, the V, Week 23, hosted by Complexity Gaming, sponsored by Creative Sound Blaster, PNY, and QPadUSA.com. I'm AskJoshy. I cast this thing every week. And you can check out my stuff on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.com/AskJoshy. We did have stream issues just to kick things off today, so the first game did have to be recast, but now into Game 4, we see Vile.Hawk actually up 3-0 against ThisIsJimmy. And just to put this in perspective, ThisIsJimmy isn't some scrub. He's been Grandmasters since the thing existed. He's just been one of the best players consistently forever and ever. He, when Huck was still playing on North American server and not the Korean server, ThisIsJimmy would take games off of him all the time. He's made it into the championship bracket at MLG Anaheim. He beat, I believe, Choya Foyu or Choya FXO. I believe. I could be wrong, but Jimmy did have quite a good showing at MLG Anaheim. We invited him here to the V, and he's just having a tough time here against the gameplay of Vile.Hawk. That Muta Ling Baneling into Infestor Broodlord is just very, very difficult for Terran players to deal with. Jimmy's been opting for Tank Marine with a smattering of Thors, and sometimes they're quick, sometimes they're long games, but every time so far Hawk has just come up on the better side of things. So Jimmy is going to be walling off rather than expanding, and it looks like Vile.Hawk will be the one expanding first, hatch first. No extractor or spawning pool just yet. We'll have to see if he opts for that speedling variant or if he just goes for the spawning pool. There it goes. Spawning pool on 16, followed by that extractor, so Zergling speed not going to be quite as fast as it could be, but still should be pretty quick. And I do expect to see Muta Baneling Ling once again. Hawk against Rain Perfect was doing the same build every game, and it ended up working for him because he did defeat Rain Perfect 4 games to 3 last week. That's why he's here playing this week against ThisIsJimmy. Supply depot going up for Jimmy. He's actually not walled off yet. He is going for that Reaper yet again. We know what that means. Hawk is just going to be lying in wait for this SCV. He knows that the bunker rush is coming, and Jimmy's just going to pick his spot. This actually could be out of range for the hatchery. I'm not 100% sure. He doesn't see it for sure yet. He doesn't have 100% positivity that that bunker is there, but now that the hatch is done, it actually is still outside the vision range, so this bunker could be interesting. Jimmy's going to have to do a little bit extra micro because the bunker I don't think is in range of that natural, so he's going to have to do a lot of popping in and popping out, which can be very difficult to do. The Reaper is in position, no kills just yet. Oh, and a second bunker goes down to try and get in range of that hatchery. Tonight's IPL2 is at 5 p.m. West Coast, 8 p.m. Eastern, but that's something else entirely. Anyway, sorry, got a little bit distracted there. Hawk throwing up a spine crawler now. He's got his queen up, and the one from the main is also coming over here to try and join in. Jimmy does have 2 Reapers secure inside this bunker, and it looks like a third one. No, it's actually just another SAV on the way to help repair and finish up this second bunker. The queens are jabbing away at it. The Reapers are picking off lings, anything that comes in range. This second SCV has shown up to repair the first one and actually finish this bunker building. Now he can repair it with both of these SCVs. And Hawk, this is actually the first game he hasn't been able to just totally repel this Reaper attack. He's going to have to build another queen and perhaps save energy for transfusion. Jimmy doing a much better job this time, keeping that first bunker concealed and allowing that second bunker to get built in the first place. Oh, the spine crawler trying to burrow. It actually will be taken out, or could be taken out before it even finishes burrowing. Jimmy needs to stay on top of his micro here. There's time here where the Reapers are not attacking anything. He definitely needs to jump in and out and take out that spine crawler. There he goes. Good movement there by Jimmy. And now he basically has a chance to take out this hatchery. The queens are not going to be good enough here to take out the SCVs, or the Reaper's going to have to wait for a lot of lings. Here come the repairs. SCV's in a good spot so they can't actually be totally surrounded, but of course once those SCVs die, the bunker will go down as well. Reaper's popping out before the bunker gets exploded and hopping into the second one, so they do have a little bit more time to thin out these Zerglings. Another SCV shows up to repair, but the queen damage is going to be too much, and the bunker and SCV will both fall. 3 Reapers inside, getting jabbed away by those queens. Will he be able to pick off one of these queens? They're all in orange health. Oh my goodness, they do have transfusion available though, so I don't think Hawk would let any of them die. Now these speedlings are trying to catch up to the Reapers. Reapers doing a good job there for Jimmy this time around. 17 kills, 4 kills, and 6 kills between these 3 Reapers. Now look at the units lost. Totally different story from the first 3 games. Jimmy still keeping these 3 Reapers alive. That's crazy. Oh, sorry, one did die. This is a fresh Reaper. But that captain, wow, 19 kill Reaper. That is a hero Reaper, ladies and gentlemen. And another bunker being built. That's very interesting, since he's actually not in range to even hit that hatchery anymore. Did the hatchery just catch a transfusion? No, he did use it on his queen. Interesting, interesting. That was a lot of Zerg blood, you are correct. We've got 4 barracks going up now, in addition to the single factory. This is the same sort of thing we've seen out of Jimmy. He's already got his second command center done, his orbital command, excuse me. Gonna be able to drop those mules, flip it on over to the natural, and there's no real way of walling off here on Metalopolis, so he's just gonna have to build a bunker or 2 and hope for the best. Looks like the Minx statue is going to be totally obliterated. This is Jimmy, of course, named after Jim Raynor. Not a big fan of Arcturus Minx, so the statue must die. Hatchery number 3 coming up for Hawk. That, of course, means that a macro hatch should be showing up soon. What is this? A roach warren? Hawk, you haven't built roaches before. What the heck is going on? You're building 6 roaches right now to deal with Reapers? That's kind of interesting. He knows that Tank Marine is going to follow this up, right? Because that's what Jimmy's done every single game. So the fact that he's building 6 roaches is a bit surprising to me. No Marauders ever get built in this strategy. It's just Marine Tank pretty much all the way. Here comes that first queen dropping creep tumors along the highway. A couple of speedlings going the long way around looking for perhaps some Zelnug. No, he didn't even stop at the Zelnug Tower. Interesting. Not sure what he's looking for. Just an easy way into the natural, I suppose. With 2 siege tanks already in place, going to prevent anything from happening there. Roaches do finally find this bunker, and they are going to be able to pick off one of those Reapers. 2 of them do escape, though. I believe 19 kill Magoo is actually still at large. If only a medevac were in the air to get him healed back up. But, man, he just snagged another kill? No. His little buddy, his partner in crime. Oh no, 19 kill Reaper! Oh, you're my favorite Reaper, but now the roaches will finish those guys off along with the queen there. And Hawk's still about to drop his macro hatch that he loves to do. Both players at an even supply. 41 harvesters for Hawk, 37 for Jimmy. Units lost still favoring Jimmy, but now Hawk is actually starting to catch up, and now the game is starting to even out. 4 more roaches, 12 links coming for Hawk. This is a bit interesting since he hasn't done this yet, and he's had so much success with those other builds. It's kind of surprising that he would switch it up at this point. Evolution Chamber coming up now. Probably going to get that +1 melee attack. Yep, the moment it finishes, +1 melee attack gets started. Lair coming up now as well. The Lair actually is a little bit slower than it's been the last few games. Jimmy is going to probably drop a supply depot back here in the smoke just to be sure this little pesky overlord doesn't pop up a Nidus or something like that. Jimmy does have 600 minerals and 100 gas. He needs to get some spending going on, but the thing is these Marines are just so cheap, and mules give you so much minerals that you can actually afford to float that many minerals. It can be hard to spend it quick enough unless you add on 2 more racks. And a couple of supply depots. It looks like he is going for that supply depot wall off, even on Metalopolis with that huge front. Jimmy should be comfortable on Metalopolis. This game, this map has been in the game forever, ever since the public beta released in like February 2010. So Jimmy, very highly familiar with this map. He must have this strategy worked out pretty well. Blasting away those creep tumors. No Baneling landmines this time to even worry about. He doesn't even have a Baneling nest, does he? No, he doesn't. Let me check the natural just to make sure. Yeah, no Baneling nest at all, so Jimmy has to be actually a little bit relieved about that. Roach Speedling is actually much easier for this Marine tank composition to deal with just because these siege tanks do so much damage to armored units. Check that out. How many roaches do we have here? 15 just scuttling around. Tanks sieging on the low ground, but thankfully Hawk has not built any structures close enough to be dismantled by those little guys. Baneling Nest is finally coming up now. The lair is finished, so he could throw up a spire as well. I'm surprised that he hasn't yet. Glial Reconstitution coming along, that roach speed that is so vital, one of the best upgrades in the game for a Zerg player to get. Zergling speed, roach speed, and centrifugal hooks, all those speed upgrades, so good. And of course, hydralisk range. If you don't get hydralisk range, you're just silly. If you don't get pathogen glands, you're just silly. But roach speed, very important in every matchup. So here we go. Jimmy actually leapfrogging forward a little bit. He does have 3 SCVs here acting as a repair force. Up to 450 viewers. Thanks, guys, for watching this live stream. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much for watching the VODs. But this very well could be the last game. We'll see if Hawk is actually going to be able to hold up on a defense here. He's up by about 30 supply. 25 supply, excuse me. Now 20, now 30, now 40. That's just how Zerg operates, I guess. 9 roaches in production, 9 banelings, and centrifugal hooks will be done pretty soon here. Jimmy trying to get into position before these roaches and banelings can surround him. Here we go, though. Massive fight. All the roaches taking the front ground. He needs to get closer into these siege tanks so the blasts aren't just dismantling his roaches. Banelings are splashing a couple of those marines, but now it's just mass roach baneling against mass marine. These marines forced to flee with no siege tank cover at all. They stem again. That roach speed coming into play now. You can see how fast they just scuttle about. One roach does detach. I'm not sure why. He's just going to go check out and see when he gets blasted down by a siege tank, I suppose. And turns out right there. That's where. Does that Zergling spine look like a human spine to anyone else? Anyway. These roaches are going to retreat back home. Hawk did get the nice end of that encounter, and now you can see the unit loss, resource loss there. Hawk is actually favored. He's up to 4 hatcheries. Might even take a 5th base here soon. Sorry, 4th base, 5th hatchery here soon. Evolution Chamber number 2 is coming up. Spire being built at 16-ish minute mark. And Hawk is just blasting through Jimmy right now. There were only 4 siege tanks there. I feel like if Jimmy had 6 or 7, would have been pretty good for him, but we'll see. Oh, and Hawk is taking that 4th base as I suggested, so good for him. Lots and lots of roaches on the move, over 25 of them. Oh my goodness, over 30 of them actually. Oh, more than 30 roaches heading down to Jimmy's natural. The siege tank mixture here is up on the top part of his base, so the roaches could actually come in from the bottom and take out that orbital command. Oh, it looks like a medevac full of 8 marines is flying around the map. I think Hawk must have seen it. He walked his roaches right underneath it. Oh, there's a drop already going on. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Looks like Jimmy did actually manage to clear out some workers. Let's see. What was the command for units killed? Control R. Workers killed. Jimmy did manage to snag only 2 workers there total, so looks like we didn't miss too much going on there. Another drop coming here at the 4th. Don't know if he's going to stop for that hatchery or not. It looks like he actually definitely will, so he's also got that drop inside the main, but it looks like Hawk is going to be able to deal with that pretty easily. 11 mutalisks are in production. He has no real anti-air there for the time being, but soon those mutas will pop out. Jimmy looks like he did actually kill that hatchery. He did stem more than he needed to, perhaps, but also going to get a nice extractor kill. Nope, not even an extractor. Yep, he does get the extractor kill. But like I said, no real anti-air on the map yet for Hawk. He just has a million billion lings and a million billion roaches, and 11 mutalisks have hit the field. I'm looking around for them. Here they are out in space. He will be able to come over here. Probably wants to dodge that turret, of course, but he can get right into the main. There's not a ton of defense. Jimmy hasn't taken a 3rd base. He's got that command center done, but he has not spread it yet or taken it over to that 3rd. Hawk does have a 40 or 50 supply lead at the moment, including a much stronger economy, 20 more harvesters, way more mineral income, and slightly more gas income as well. What are you going to do, Jimmy? Your tank-marine combo has not panned out so well in the first 3 games, but maybe, I'm not sure what can be different this time, because there are no infestors, it's true. There are over 30 roaches, which can stand up pretty well. All they have to do is tank shots for those mutalisks and banelings. Jimmy's actually floating over to the gold, and it looks like Hawk is going to be ready for that. He's going to know all about it. But here we go. Hawk making his move now. He needs to get those roaches all the way in. He needs to hug those siege tanks so they can get in that minimum range. But no, the tanks are blasting everything down. Jimmy actually doing a good job there, saving the Marines, keeping them behind the tank line, and Hawk just did not get the best encounter there. Look at that supply swing. 147 now for Jimmy, 143 for Hawk. Jimmy, you probably need to unload these 8 Marines. They're not doing you too much good tucked inside of that medevac for the time being. It looks like he did land safely. This baneling's just on hold position. It's on stop, actually, stop command. So it will not attack. Oh, look at that! Rolls right into those SCVs. That was kind of funny. But, oh no, these mutalisks popping in. Jimmy actually doing some elevator tactics, trying to sneak in some damage. Where are those meatless Hawk? You need to replenish. There's 6 on the way. Don't see any flying around in the unit stab. It looks like there's only 1 in existence. Jimmy actually getting that huge encounter there certainly helped him out. Leapfrogging forward, 3 tanks at a time. Still nothing really in siege range. Maybe a couple of these banelings, but he will have to drop a scan if he's even going to see it. It looks like there is a medevac trying to escape full of Marines, and all of that is going to be forfeit. Kaboom. Another creep tumor gets taken out, and Jimmy looks like he's making up his mind. Does he want to press into the natural, where all the larvae from the left side and right side could both sandwich him, or does he want to perhaps go from the third all the way around? Looks like he has picked this bottleneck to be his defensive stand. He's got quite a lot of Marines still alive, sitting at, what, 1-1 upgrade still? Yep. Not too many Mutalisks in the air to threaten him. Looks like gas is going to be Vile.Hawk's problem if he tries to replenish, but here we go. Lots of Speedlings and Banelings rolling in, going to blast down those front lines of tanks very, very quickly, but there are tons of Marines still alive, able to pick off those Mutalisks. Now Jimmy, if he continues to just swing in here, he could actually do just a ton of damage. In the production tab, we see 32 Lings and 15 Banelings. That's a lot of the supply that you see up in the top right. It looks like Jimmy may actually be able to steal a game here from Vile.Hawk on MLG Metalopolis. If he can continue, the Banelings are going to make a huge difference, so he's going to at least score some tank kills. These Mutalisks aren't going to be enough to take on the remaining Marines, though. Both of these hatcheries are going to go down. The Broodlings don't actually have a chance to even hit the Marines. Good at medevac count as well for Jimmy. Not enough anti-air this game for Hawk to be able to contend with this. There's the GG, and Jimmy is going to take game 4, so we're going to see a game 5.